I can't even.
Oh man. Well, let's do that was the news. Let's do one clip and then we're running low on time. So let's just wrap it up and we'll do the rest of this next time. Sound like a plan?
That sounds like a great plan.
All right. So this is a clip that came up. It's we haven't seen this. It's a Dave Ramsey clip. It's called "How Can I Pay Off Debt at My Age?" So you ready to go, Dave Ramsey, and see if he does some good personal finance advice for once in his life? He's bound to get it right. He's bound to get it right once.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Beverly's in Dallas. Hi, Beverly. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
Well, I'm a little bit different than a lot of your callers. I'm 74 years old. And I wish to goodness I'd started listening to you 20 years ago, but I didn't, so I'm starting today.
Okay.
I have about $31,959.26 to be exact in credit card debt. And I know that I want to get busy and, as you say, gazelle-like in paying that off. But I also have $57,623 left on my house. Dave, I'm 74 and I'm in good health. I want to pay off all this credit card debt, but is it okay if I just continue making payments on my house while I'm still young enough and healthy enough to travel and do things and then pay for it? I mean, obviously continue making payments, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the more stable the sooner your house is paid off, the more stable your last year's will be.
Not necessarily, but okay.
Right.
And so that's the trade-off. Obviously, you need to clean the credit card debt up before we talk about travel.
Right.
Okay, but
right.
And do you have any money?
I do. I'm retired, and I have like $425,000 in an annuity with it's a fixed indexed annuity with a lifetime rider.
Yeah, pay both the loans off tomorrow.
How?
Do what?
Pay both the loans off tomorrow.
How?
Okay.
Out of that annuity.
Oh, you fucking idiot.
And
wow. God, he's such an idiot.
So, Duncan, take a minute and explain for our viewers what that would mean she would have to do, because annuities, everyone's heard of them, but they're kind of
mysterious to people.
They're mysterious. They're kind of a tricky sort of financial instrument that most people don't totally understand how it works. So what does that mean she really has to do?
Okay, so an annuity is reverse life insurance. It's an insurance product. So as where life insurance pays you upon your death, an annuity pays you up until you die. So typically what you do is you pay into an annuity over years, or you put it like a big lump sum of cash, and then they take that, they give you some interest rate, and hers, it's a fixed income. So an income annuity is usually, or a variable annuity is usually attached to an index or something, and it can go up or down. A fixed annuity gives you a fixed rate going forward, and a fixed income gives you a fixed rate, plus it attaches part of it, the cash, to like the S&P 500 or something. So it can go up, but it can't go down. Right? Now, the way they factor this is it's based on the amount of money versus your life expectancy, and then they pay you like a monthly payment. Right? So I don't know what the fees on it are, but just to estimate real quick, she's probably getting $4,000 a month on this thing. That's my guess. So let's say she got 6%, because she's 74. She's got probably 12 years, because I think life expectancy is 86 for a woman. So compute. Yeah. So she's getting, about $4,000 a month from this annuity. All right. Now here's why it's a bad thing. Now, if you sell it before it annuitizes, right, before it starts paying out, if you try to take money out of it, there's usually a 10% penalty tax from the IRS. She's 74. That's probably not the case. It's probably annuitized. She's getting payments. So she's probably getting $4,000 a month from that. Now, if it's a qualified annuity It means it's like a pre-tax thing. She put money in, didn't pay the taxes on that money. So if she's taking the money out, she's getting ordinary income tax on all that money. So if it's qualified, she's going to get hit with a huge tax burden, right? If it's a non-qualified, she's only getting taxed on the interest that it's earned, the money that it's earned, right? The cash. I don't know which it is. We need to know that before we start advising, because if she takes out, what is it, 57 plus 30, 80, $89,000, 90 grand, we'll call it, out of that annuity, it could be that 90 grand, all of that, or a chunk of it is income. On top of it, she's taking out $4,000 a month for the year, right? Which is about $50,000 roughly. So that's 50. And now she's got the extra 90. So now she's at 140,000. Plus now she's over the limit. So now 80% of her Social Security is taxable, right? So let's say she's getting $2,500 a month in Social Security roughly, right? So that's another 30,000. Where was I? It was 90 plus 50, so 140 plus that, so 170. So now she's in that tax bracket. She's in the $170,000 tax bracket. Let me do this real quick. We'll just do a tax calculator real quick and figure that out. Here we go. It's tax calculator, 170,000. Let's say she's single. I don't know. I don't know if she is or isn't, but we'll do that. 70,000. Come on, baby. And I don't know where she lives. Did it say where she lives? She lives in Texas. So Dallas, Texas. Okay. So her total tax burden for the year after that will be $43,000. Okay. So $43,000. So to take out that amount of money, she's got to take out the 90,000 plus what she made and all that. She's got to take out another 43,000 on top of that 90,000, at least, probably more than that, probably closer to 50. So now she's getting raked in taxes, depending on how much of that is taxable. If it's a non-qualified, then not all of that's taxable, and it might be less. It might be that only 10,000 is taxable, or 20,000 is taxable, and that's not as bad, but it's still going to up her taxes by several $1,000s. But we don't know the answer to this yet. We don't know if it's going to be she's going to have to pay an extra $5,000 in taxes, or if she's going to have to pay an extra $40,000 or $20,000 or $30,000 in taxes. So he doesn't know any of that, and he's already saying just pull the money out, which is insane.
Right. Well, again, one of the problems here with Ramsey Network is that it's very one size fits all advising they do, and one size absolutely does not fit all. I mean,
that, and he doesn't understand how an annuity works.
We're missing, chunks of information, obviously, but even just on the surface, just pulling out the idea of the annuity and understanding how penalties work and etc. already puts this in the column of advice that doesn't really make that much sense for this person. No. Not to mention, I have to tell you, we all know that between the two of us, I am the person who is much more on team get rid of the debt.
Right.
But
not if it's going to cost you.
I'm not asking somebody to do something like that costs them a lot. A lot of teachers, because by day I am a teacher, come to me and say, do you think I should take money out of my, and they rattle off one of our retirement accounts as a loan so I can, pay off this other thing. And, like they're wanting, or just take a withdrawal out of my whatever. And I'm not usually a fan, because the cost is frequently so much. I want them to get rid of the debt, but man, just deal with your auto loan. Don't start taking money out of your retirement. Like, leave that money there.
Right. Well, here's the other thing. So there's the tax issue, which right away spooks me, because I'm like, okay, she's gonna get raked to a degree. It's just a matter of what degree.
Right. Really, that already just adds up before you even go anywhere else, to be honest with you.
We haven't done
Before
anything.
Mhm.
But the bigger issue, as I would be telling her, is it's not just the taxes. Once you take out a big chunk like that, the annuity payment amount goes down because it's calculated by the total amount in the account versus how long you're going to live. Those are the two main numbers that go into that equation, right? So I just did a quick estimate. If she pulls 90 grand, she's only going to be able to take around 3,000 a month, a little bit more than that. So she's losing 900 to $1,000 a month, right? So if you take that, I mean, and if she lives more than 8 years, she's lost all that income from the growth, right? So she's negative cash now. We'll pause because you froze. Do. Gosh, what's going on? Are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, you froze there for a second. All right, let's go back. Hang on. In 3, 2, 1. So yeah, so that the thing about it is she'll lose that money. So she'll lose about $11,000 to $12,000 a year in income for the rest of her life. Because this is I think she said it was a lifetime. Did she say it was a lifetime? She said it was a fixed income with a lifetime rider. Let's see.
I think so.
Tomorrow.
Oh no.
Okay. Fixed index annuity with a lifetime rider.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if she lives to 90, she's got to live off less. The other thing is if she wants to use that as an estate, this is a bad idea because if she gets hit by a bus tomorrow, the amount that the annuity will pay off to her estate is going to be $90,000 smaller. Except for she'll have the equity in the house, which is fine, whatever. But is it really worth the $57,000? Are you getting $57,000 in equity? Nah, not really. And then on top of that fact, it's like, okay, so there's that, and you have to live on less money.
Right.
So she's going to get hosed financially if she withdraws that amount of money. On top of that, and I just remembered this because it's been a long time since I've sold an annuity. And they can be really great tools for certain people. They're not for everybody. So don't jump into an annuity right away because they're not for everybody. You really should talk to an advisor before you buy an annuity, not just an insurance agent who's trying to sell it to you.
Right. Maybe particularly not an insurance agent that's trying to sell it. If I had a client that was interested in one, I would not want them going to an insurance agent because they're kind of thinking they really want to sell an annuity.
Yeah. I usually, like when I was selling them, I remember I would get 6% for 2 years of whatever the investment amount was, for the premium. So, if you're like that $400,000, right out of the gate was $425 times 6. I would have gotten, let's see, 425 times. I would have gotten $25,000 the first year, and I'd have gotten probably something similar the second year. So that's a big,
right. They have a reason
incentive.
To want to tell you that, which is also why, folks, it matters how you select and the kind of person you select to assist you with these kinds of things, what their training is, what their credentials are, if they're a fiduciary. You don't just go to an insurance agent because they're going to dollars to donuts tell you you need this so badly.
Yeah, because the insurance companies make a lot of money on those. So anyway, so here's the other thing I just remembered with the fixed income annuities. All the ones I've ever sold, and I don't know if this has changed. We could look it up later. I'm not going to bother right now. But it used to be you could only take out like just the capital gains, or I think the average was 10%. So she can't even withdraw $90,000. She can only withdraw $42,000. She'd have to withdraw part of it today, part of it next year, and the last part of it the year after. So he's even doubly stupid because she can't even fucking do that, what he's telling her. Because she's locked into the annuity contract. She can't just access the cash. So this is really stupid already. I can tell you what the answer to this is. It's not that hard. But he is really I mean, if she does what his advice is, she's fucked herself. She's going to get less money every month to live off of by about $1,000 a month. How happy would you be about that? On top of that fact, she's going to get nailed in taxes at the end of the year. This is already so stupid. He just didn't understand how a fucking annuity works. But this is why we do these, because it's so dangerous. I want to take a minute on that real quick. It's so dangerous because this is 74. Imagine this was your mother, your grandmother. And they called Dave Ramsey, told him to do this, and now they're broke. I've met people that have listened to him that have lost their houses, that have lost all their life savings. This is why this industry is it's so important to be responsible in this industry, and most people aren't, because that's not where the money is. And he wants to give a simple answer and make it sound easy, because if he does, then it makes his books sell better and they buy the e-money app and all that shit. That's how he makes his money. If he actually sits down and explains it like I did, he's not going to gain a big audience. So he's just doing this for what's good for Dave, even though this woman's going to get royally fucked. And he doesn't care. He doesn't care if she gets nailed. Doesn't care at all. Didn't even bother looking it up.
Pay both the loans off tomorrow.
Do what?
Pay both the loans off tomorrow.
She can't.
Okay.
Out of that annuity.
And I have about $40,000 in stocks, Textron and computer share stocks.
Okay, I would cash that out and pay, and then take a little more out of the annuity, and make sure you have an emergency fund set aside, and you're 100% debt free by the end of the week. No mortgage, no credit cards. Cut up the credit cards, Beverly. It's time for plastic surgery, not because you're 74, but because you use credit cards.
Well, I haven't used those credit cards in about 3 years.
Good.
Okay, so I don't know what that. So the stock thing is like, okay, I suppose she could take out the money in stocks and pay it off. But my attitude is, you're 74. What if you need the cash? You don't have time to make it back.
I think I feel like that one is really, whether she should sell the stocks or not, it's going to be like a personal preference situation.
Yeah,
because on one hand, if you need the cash, that's an easy thing for you to liquidate to get the cash.
Yeah, you can get it in a couple days.
And also on that same team, and different reason, but for keeping the stock, is she said she's in good health, whatever, but at the age of 75, you don't know how long. And when you pass away, who inherits your credit card debt, Duncan?
Nobody. It goes away.
Nobody. It dies with you. Who inherits your stocks?
Your family, or whoever you want it to give it to.
Whoever you wrote down on
your
tiny
will.
little piece of paper called a will, right? So, granted, you're dead, so maybe you could be of the thought of, I don't actually care, right? Because you're dead. So you know what? I'm going to say that there's a school of thought there too. But your credit card debt will just go away with you, but your stocks will live on, and you could liquidate your stocks if you had an emergency and you needed to.
Right.
However, if you are somebody who's very debt adverse and you want that to go away, and you just don't want to have those payments for the remainder of your years, and those stocks aren't really giving you a lot of income anyway or whatever, you might want to liquidate them and get rid of the credit card debt, because that's your personal preference. And if that's what you want to do, do it. Have fun.
So if this was a question on the Series 66 license, the financial advisor license for the SEC, if this was a question on the CFP exam, right, the Certified Financial Planning exam, this is like a gimme question. All right. And I'll tell you why, because the answer here is, what's the best advice you could give them? It's so simple. So she's got 74. She's probably got Social Security, right? I'm guessing she's getting 2,500 or maybe $3,000, maybe $2,000 to $3,000, whatever it is. She's got the $4,000 a month from the annuity, so she's got $7,000 a month. $6,000-7,000. She's doing okay, right? She probably lives for like $4,000 or $5,000 a month, whatever. We could figure this out and ask her, but she's got steady income, and no matter what happens, she's not going to lose that income because they're both those incomes are guaranteed for her lifetime, right? Which is the one nice feature about an annuity is they'll pay you for the rest of your life. You got to get, that's why you get that lifetime rider on there. That thing is freaking worth it if you're going to get an annuity. So she's got that $6,000 or $7,000 a month she can count on, right? But she's got $37,000 in credit card debt. What do? You go to your bank and you say, hey, can I get a personal loan at a much lower interest rate on that $37,000? You get the loan, you pay off the credit cards, and then you just pay that loan.
Right.
Somebody her age with her stability, she could, I'm guessing her taxes probably look good. She could probably get her loan, say for 8 or 9%. Let's say 9, just to be fair. 7,000, and we'll say, whoops, what is this? Boom. And let's say she wants to pay that off in 5 years. What would the payment be? Oh, that seems really high. Oh, that's why. 37,000, not 370,000. That'll change the numbers when you add an extra zero. So she'd pay $9,000 a year, so $790 a month if she wanted to get rid of that in 5 years. And she wouldn't have to dip into her stocks. She wouldn't have to lower her annuity payment. She wouldn't have to pay excess tax for pulling money out.
And her payments are probably lower than what they are in their current state.
Oh, and it's lower than what she would lose in her lifetime annuity payment every month. Because she'd be losing almost $1,000 a month in her annuity payment. And in this case, she's only paying $800 a month to pay that off in 5 years.
Right.
And she still has that $4,000 a month instead of $3,000. So she actually nets a lot more money in the end, provided she lives long enough.
Right.
And if she
Duncan,
dies,
6 o'clock.
Yep. And if she dies, oh well. Like you said, the money goes away. Anyway, that was our show. Dave fucked it up again. So anyway, Lacey, where can everybody catch you?
We're shocked. we're shocked.
Yeah.
We really expected them to have the win this time.
Oh yeah. He was gonna get it eventually. He's got to get it eventually. So where
You know what? Everybody gets one eventually. That was just not his day, though.
Yeah.
We did a much better job.
Yes, we did.
Anyway, you can find my material at mysensewithsense.com for articles I've written, information about courses, workshops that I do. If you have questions about those things, or if you find a fun clip you want to send us, because we love those. You guys have sent us some good ones so far. Please email them to us or invite yourself on the show, request topics, etc. And Duncan, where can they do that?
You can email us at gossipfinancead@outlook.com. It's right down below. Thanks everybody for watching. Good work today, Lacey, and we'll catch you guys all next time.